Okay, now I want to take some time to look at what happens when we multiply by a multiple of 10, 100, or 1,000. And so this problem is 16 times 700. Now earlier we've done a number like 16 times 100, and we know that 16 times 100 would just be 1,600. We would just add 2 zeros. But the only difference now is 700 is not just 100, but it is 700s. It's a multiple of 100. And I think what we should be able to recognize is actually 700 is actually 7 times 100. And so this problem could be written as 16 times 7 times 100. And if we do that, we actually should recognize that we can do 16 times 7, and then multiplying by 100 we can do in our head. We can just add 2 zeros. And so when I work this problem out, I don't work out 16 times 700. I work out 16 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42, so I carry my 4, and I have 112. 16 times 7 is 112, and then 112 times 100, all I have to do when I multiply times 100 is add 2 zeros. And so the answer is 11,200. And so if I want to multiply times a number that ends in 2 zeros, I can multiply without the zeros and then add them back. And in fact, we could do any number with 16 times 7 now. We could say that 16 times 70, well, I know 16 times 7 is 112, and there should be a 0. So 16 times 70 is 1,120. I could do 16 times 7,000. 16 times 7 is 112 still, and I should add 3 zeros, so it is 112,000. And so anytime numbers end in zeros, I can multiply without the zeros. That's an easier multiplication problem, and then add the zeros at the end, because this is like 16 times 7 times 100, or 16 times 7 times 10, or 16 times 7 times 1,000.